I'm just going to be honest up front and say that for the longest time, I thought these were pretty much bullshit. I'm not really into the whole law of attraction thing. I prefer actually working my arse off than just sitting around and thinking about it. But I have heard so many great things about vision boards over the years, and they seem to have worked for a lot of other people, so I'm going to give it a go. And I am showing you how it's done, or at least how I have done it, and some lessons I learned along the way. Let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura from How to Get Your Shit Together, and I help you get organized, get motivated, and start envisioning the life you'd love. So I am sucking up my cynicism and creating a vision board, because don't knock it till you've tried it, right? It does make sense to me though that focusing on the same thing or things on a daily basis makes it much more likely that either consciously or unconsciously you will start to incorporate it into your life. It's the same way, you know, when you start hanging out with someone new and then pretty soon you are mirroring their mannerisms and copying their sayings. Or how you never realized that you wanted an Instant Pot until you started seeing them everywhere. And then you go buy yourself an Instant Pot. Yes, we now have an Instant Pot. No, this is not sponsored by Instant Pot. Yes, Instant Pot has lost all meaning. So yesterday I made myself a vision board so that when I am starting to lose focus a little bit, or I forget what I'm doing all of this work for, or if I just need a little bit of a boost, I will be able to look at my biggest goals and my wildest dreams and be all, ah, that's it. And then hopefully, as well as working my ass off, I will start to kind of subconsciously and automatically incorporate those things into my day, you know, start doing things that will move me towards my vision just because they're on my mind that much more. So let me show you how I did it, what's on it, and kind of what it represents, and I will share some tips with you, some things that I learned along the way that you may find useful if you are going to make one too. I started with some postcards and some pictures that I had brought here from Ireland. Then I added a stack of magazines and catalogues. Huge thanks to my neighbour for providing them. I'm not really a magazine reader, so she saved me a small fortune there. Why does the dollar store not stock magazines? Why? So I flicked through them and I cut out any images or words or phrases that stood out to me or that represented the life I want to lead. One tip I have here actually is to always look on the back of the page before you cut something out. Once or twice I thought I had a nice image and I was just about to chop it out when I spotted an even better one on the back. So that's just a little tip for you. I will say also that the internet is a great place to find inspiring pictures. So if you don't have magazines, but you do have a decent printer, then search online. Pinterest is a great place to start and print what you need. Our printer unfortunately only prints black and white, so that wasn't much use to me. Once I had a decent selection of pictures, I started arranging them on my board. So for this, I just used a whiteboard and some thin washi tape, mainly because I didn't have anywhere near enough magnets. And another tip here then is to lay everything out on the floor or on a table or a surface first to give you a good idea of what arrangement looks best and what will fit. I started just slapping everything up and then it was awkward to move things around, and I ended up having to leave 2 or 3 pictures out because I didn't have any space left over. So yes, I would say try and plan things out a little bit first before you actually transfer them to your board. But that was the process. The whole thing took me about an hour after I had already gathered all the magazines and things. So let me give you a close-up of what mine looks like. So I wanted to give you just a quick close-up look of my vision board, what's on it and why. You'll see a lot of nature on it. I'm from the countryside originally and I just love a rural setting. I love being surrounded by nature. I find it very calming and soothing. So you'll see lots of pictures of trees and things. This is to remind me that motherhood and my daughter are probably the most important things in my life. So this is a card that she made me for Mother's Day last year. Here then is a postcard that I got from the YAYOI KUSAMA exhibition that was on in the Tate Gallery in London a few years ago. If you're not familiar with YAYOI KUSAMA, I will link some of her stuff below. It's incredible. This is a picture of one of her infinity rooms. Just completely breathtaking stuff. She really, really inspires me. I think she's an incredible artist. Down here then is just a really beautiful room. I thought this was beautiful with the bed, the canopy, the stars all around, the big high Gothic windows. This is me. This is totally me. Again, just a picture of nature here as well. The word family, very, very important to me. Here then just some pops of colour and the word grow. Here again, another kind of pop of colour and the whole natural theme going on. But also the laptop, because obviously a lot of my work is online. So it's just to remind me that I actually do get a lot out of my work and out of kind of the online world. Here then is a picture of Muhammad Ali. He has a great quote. I can't remember it exactly now, but it basically says that he worked really, really hard in the gym every single day so that he could live the rest of his life as a champion. And that just reminds me that, you know, hard work pays off. And if you put in the work now, you will reap the rewards later. So that's why I put that there. Here then are just some things to remind me to have fun. Just some mittens with a rainbow, unicorn snow globe. I actually have a unicorn snow globe. That's that one there. But I just put them there because I thought they were fun. Here then, so a fresh start and the word refresh. I just like that whole idea that each day is a new beginning, and no matter how bad your day is or how bad you feel your habits are, you can always start fresh. Here then, to remind me about fitness and health, how important they are. The word happy and so much love, to remind me just happiness and love are huge, huge priorities for me. Same as joy from the KonMari method. Big bunch of flowers, again, nature, but also the bright pops of colour. So I just really, really liked that. Down here then, the strawberries, again, kind of the pop of colour, but also health. Big jar of money. I'm not one of these people who says that money doesn't bring you happiness. I do believe that it can buy you happiness. It can be exchanged for things. I don't believe money is evil or that it's, you know, inherently bad or anything. It's just a tool. It's just a resource that we can use to exchange for other tools and resources and products and services that we want. Nature. So I put this in here. This just kind of, I don't know, it just stood out to me. It said, what's in store? And I just kind of like the whole element of mystery, you know, that something is coming up. And you're kind of about to find out what it is, but right now you don't know. So it just kind of hints at exciting things to come. So that kind of just, I don't know, it just jumped out at me. Down here then again, kind of a more natural element. It's not really about the house, it's about the big giant tree at the front of the house and the grass and then the big swooping driveway. I liked that. Over here then is another postcard I got from the Tate Gallery in London. It's from a Damien Hirst exhibition. I really love any of his exhibits that focus on kind of colour and symmetry, his medicine cabinets, things like that, all of his dots. So again, it's the bright colours, but also the symmetry, because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I like things just so. So his attention to detail really speaks to me. I'm not so fond of his pieces that focus on animals or insects or anything like that. That doesn't appeal to me at all. But his attention to detail does. Letter from the editor then. For a few years I have kind of played with the idea of bringing out a magazine. It's not something I'm actively working towards, but it's always been on the back of my mind. So I just popped it in there just in case. Here then is just a big chair in a nice bright setting with nature outside. Just again to remind me to always try and incorporate elements of nature, but also to be comfortable and to be happy. And that's what the beanbag there is for as well. The little bear beanbag. And this picture as well, to a certain extent. Again, it's just about being comfortable and bringing kind of a lot of natural aspects into my life, appreciating nature and just sitting down and being happy. See then up here there is a book. So I love reading, obviously, so this kind of ties into these pictures, but also this year is the year that I'm hoping to actually write my own book. So I put that picture there to remind me not just to read, but also to write. This is another picture from that Damien Hirst exhibition. Again, it's just the bright pops of colour. And then everything else, just nature. So that is everything. That is my vision board. And there you have it. Another great way you could do a vision board is digitally. Now, I tried to do this a few years ago using a private Pinterest board, but to be honest, I just never looked at it. That's why I went kind of the old-fashioned way this time. But if you know that you will be looking at it on a regular basis, then yeah, go for it. Pinterest is perfect for that. Or if you are handy with some photo editing software, you could whip something up and then save it maybe as your desktop background so that you'll see it every day. Or you could even print it out and then just use that, hang that up on your wall. Again, the lack of color printer thwarted my efforts here. Otherwise, I definitely would have gone down that road, because who knew that sitting on the floor cutting up magazines for an hour wasn't all it cracked up to be? You live and learn. One more thing to be aware of if you are going to do it too. Yes, it does help if you kind of have an idea of the type of life you want to lead, but don't just look for things that represent that. Be open-minded. Add in anything that kind of jumps out or stands out to you, even if you're not sure why, or you're not sure if it actually fits into your life or the life you want to lead. If it's jumping out at you, there's a reason for it. Add it in. So the plan for me now is to keep updating mine as I find kind of new images that more accurately reflect the dream life. I do think it's important to update your vision boards and your goals and things like that on a regular basis, because when you see the same things over and over again, you tend to stop noticing them. You know, you become a bit blind to them. They just start to blend into the background, become part of the furniture. So I think that the odd tweak here and there can help to keep things fresh and continue to draw your focus and your attention. Another good reason to update is because things change. You know, the thing that you were striving for last year may no longer be relevant to you, or the thing that you thought you wanted, maybe now you realize that you don't actually want it all that badly at all. A vision board should be for your current vision, not for your old hopes and dreams that are past their sell-by date. Or maybe you've already achieved it and you're on to the next thing, in which case maybe you could pop those pictures into an envelope, and then at the end of the year or the end of 5 years or whatever, you could take them out and look back at everything you've accomplished. Comment below and let me know if you currently use a vision board, and if so, whether it is a physical one like mine or a digital one. And if not, do you think you'll give it a go? I have, and I am going to see if it makes any sort of noticeable difference in my life. It might be fun, maybe at the end of the year, to look back and see how much, if anything, I achieved. So stay tuned. And subscribe to the channel for more honest advice on how you can live a simpler, happier life. And click the bell beside it to be notified of new uploads every Thursdays and Saturdays from now on, or for as long as I can keep it up. Until next time, I suppose I better just suck it up and get myself a decent printer. Cura míle mágad, agus feici mé sibse go luath. Slán!